Greetings YouTube, Fuzzfinger here, and in today's episode of Final Fantasy XII we're going to be traversing the great lands of the Dalmasca Estersand, so stay tuned. Picking up exactly where we left off at the end of the last episode as usual. Make sure you've saved your game. You can chat to some of the folks around here, well, to one of them, the Shifty Seek. And he just tells us what we already know, of course, and then we're going to head out into the wilderness itself. Righty-ho, so from here we can go ahead now and begin by not only collecting experience and license points from the enemies around this area, but also we can go ahead and basically just loot the area as well. So it's a win-win situation, I guess. And we're actually going to take a brief detour and head to the north, because there's more treasure for us to grab if we do so. So there's going to be a lot of exploring, basically, amongst this area. That treasure I believe we just looted is a guaranteed treasure. A lot of these enemies are going to drop very quickly now, since we've gained a few levels and a few party members since our previous visit here. Just kill some of these things. And we're actually going to start by heading north. Because we've got Bash's Gambits on, we don't even have to choose to attack these enemies. We can literally just march past them, one-shot them, and get on with life. Now, the reason why we're heading north, not only is there some treasure to collect, but there's also a rare mob that can spawn. And if it does, I want to point it out to you, because it is possible to kill it, to take it on, although it's not an easy task. So I can't guarantee we're going to be successful, but you never know. Right, so around here there can usually be 2 or 3 treasure spawning. Kill this one and then we'll have a look for some more. We need to be using the speed mode. Something I'm always forgetting. I'm still not used to it, and it's so useful as well. There we go, grab my pinch of echo herbs. Put that on the dinner later, maybe. Or we could just wait till we get silenced, I suppose. Oh, a couple of chests could spawn just up here to the north. Doesn't look though like that has been the case on this occasion, does it? Oh yeah, there has been one. Oh, there has been 2. I just wasn't north enough when I said there hadn't been any. So let's now head into the upper area. It's not the highest upper area though. So this is not the direction to the actual... hang on a second, I think it was that last area now where that rare mob could spawn. Well, I'll keep an eye out for it. Maybe it could spawn in any of these areas. So the treasures obviously generally spawn around the wall areas and what have you. So that's where we're just going to take a brief look around. There we go. The cactuars are also fairly simple at this point, and will generally drop down with a single hit or 2. Okay. I've actually just come back to the sand-swept Naze area, which is the area just next to the save point when we first enter this region. And Nekhbet has spawned. Now, Nekhbet is a rare enemy spawn, and the way you get him to spawn is by killing the cockatrices around this area. If you kill one, he has a 20% chance of spawning, but I don't believe that happens for every time you kill one, only the first time you kill one after entering this area. So if you kill one and he doesn't spawn, he usually spawns in the middle of the area, but he can spawn at the eastern or western sides as well. Then just re-zone back in and kill another cockatrice. So first things first to note is that this guy is hard. He hits hard despite only being a low level, and he also attacks with slow, which basically can do a lot of damage over time because of the fact that you're not attacking or healing while he's doing damage to you. So let's try and hit him with some nasty stuff here. I don't know if dark damage is going to do a whole lot, but I guess we'll find out. Well, maybe it did a little bit. It's just his protect status is going to make things a little bit trickier. I can see that Varn has died. We are going to get him healed up in a moment. As a matter of fact, let's do so now before we get further on into this battle. It's quite tanky, Varn. I've said it before, but I'll say it again. So just try and stay on top of health totals, quite frankly. Let's see if Fran is going to want to cast fire. Well, whether she wants to or not is not relevant, but let's see if it does any damage when she does. It did a small amount, but not really anything notable. So let's just carry on with the normal attacks for the time being. Have we got anything else we can throw at him that might hurt, as they say? No, unfortunately not, so we're just going to have to hit him with our swords and our boards. Or swords in this case, because there are no boards. Any chance of getting Varn healed, or have I got to do the honours? There we go. Good job as well, because he just got hit. Okay, so we've got this guy down to under half health now, which is a good sign, because hopefully it means we're going to be able to actually take him out. And there's that nasty slow ability. To get rid of slow, you're going to have to want to use a remedy, since you don't have haste at the moment, which is really quite frustrating. So if you can put up with it maybe, and then get rid of it at the save point, then just do that. Like, since this guy's only got about a third of his health left, I think we're going to try and do just that. So this guy, this fat cockatrice thing, is only, I think, level 5 and 6. As in 5 or 6. But even so, he packs a punch. I'm just going to briefly see if there's anything we can steal from it while we've got the opportunity to do so. It's a rare mob after all. Varn's on a bit of the dead side, so we're going to have to try and get him alive again before he goes stealing once more. I missed then if he stole anything, did he? Couldn't steal. Okay, maybe we should have done this from the start more than anything. Let's get a few of the characters stealing for a moment, shall we? And Fran as well. Give us a good chance of grabbing something then, I hope. Varn couldn't steal. Varn couldn't steal. Balthier couldn't steal. Fran couldn't steal. Well, that's not a good sign, is it? I want to steal. Bash is down to 1 health. The humanity of it. And this guy looks like he's enraged or something. So let's just move back a second. Okay, get a potion on us. Varn couldn't steal again. Varn, you are useless. And so is everyone else. Who's dead now? Nobody's dead, but we are once again losing a bit of health here. And he's dead. So we need to select a new party leader here. This stealing malark is getting a bit annoying, really, let's be honest. Might have to just call it quits for now and we'll try and steal again later. So we can just get this guy destroyed as quickly as possible. Let's go for one more. You never know. Yeah, let's just kill him. Oh, Balthier, you let the team down a bit then. But we get a nice amount of experience there, 209 per character. Would have been a little bit less if Balthier had been alive, because he would have diluted the pool a little bit. But I'm just going to go back to the save point for a moment and we'll heal up. That was arguably one of the toughest fights we've engaged in so far. And the reason for that was we had to use quite a few Phoenix Downs. And potions, amongst everything else, of course. But now we're going to make our way round to the next area. So I didn't spend much time going north in the end because we're going to be going there again later anyway. So let's just speed things up a little. Keep fleeing active and then just head over to the next area. Grab my 47 gil first though. Right then, so as always, bunch of chests we can grab. One can spawn around here, but it hasn't. So we'll stay close to the edge, killing the enemies as we go, of course. And as we head around here, there's a chance of more chests spawning, but they didn't for us. Now there is a guaranteed chest just around this section here. So we'll kill this fella first. And it's just around these parts. It might be that one I've just seen, but I think it's this one here. So I believe this is the guaranteed chest. Contains silence. And then we'll just grab the antidote as well. I don't believe the rare mob can spawn in this area, quite frankly. Can be a chest that spawns here, but there isn't this time. It's only in that first area that I told you about. So killing the cockatrices here won't get it. And this is where we can leave into the final area to head back into Rabanastre. But before we do that, there's a couple of chests that can spawn just here. And they haven't done so. Oh no, one has. Just be careful because some of the tough enemies can still spawn around these parts. Oh, hang on a second, we've entered the Geyser Plains, haven't we? I didn't want to do that. My mistake. Instead, there should be another exit we can take up here. And that's what we're going to do instead. Right, that's better. Okay, few treasures we can nab. If they actually spawn. That's nothing. 5 gil. One gil. And anything around here? Just another chest. Containing a firefly. Fair dues. Fair dues indeed. So let's head into the next area now, which is the final area before Rabanastre. And it is the part of the game that we've been into previously, so I'm not going to show you where all the treasures are again. This is where we fought the first hunt, if you remember, the rogue tomato. And that's the enemy as well you don't want to hit yet. Even though we collected the treasures from here before, they can respawn as well. So don't be afraid if you see them to nab them. And back we are. Safe as houses.
I thank you.
I'd avoid crowds if I were you. In this town, you're still a traitor, you know.
The Resistance will surely find me soon. Fate's will, we meet again. I would pay my respects to your brother.
You're a fugitive now, too. Stay low for a while.
What about the stone?
Do as you like. That stone's ill-favored.
We feel regret. We sought that stone and found ourselves only worry.
You offering it?
It's mine.
Then why'd you ask? Our regards to your girl.
We stay in Rabanastre a while.
What do you think? Can I trust Bosch? I gotta get rid of this thing. But maybe I should show it to Penelo first, so she knows I got something. She'd be at Miguel's place this time of day.
Right, so people start leaving the party, as well as Bash, who was a guest member, if you remember. So Varn is once again all by his lonesome, but we do have our next story destination in mind, which is to go and visit Miguelo's, where hopefully we'll have Penelo there waiting for us. So we're going to enter... first of all I'm going to save. So first of all we're going to be making our way over to Miguelo's. And I'm sure you remember where it is. It's where we visited right at the start of the game. Which means we're going back into the area up here. Not up there. Where's the exit gone? There it is. And Miguelo Sundress is what we want.
Vaughn, is it really you? I heard you got took off to Nalbina.
The Imperials will need more than a dungeon to stop me.
You broke out of a dungeon? Whoa!
Hey, try and keep it down, would you? Penelo isn't around, is she? Out on a delivery, maybe?
Nope, haven't seen her all day. Not like her to up and skip out on work like that. Miguelo's not here either. He went running off somewhere a little while ago.
So much for my big welcome. I guess everybody's busy.
I got my hands full watching the shop, and old Dallin had something for me to do, but I can't get away.
Old Dallin, huh? Tell you what, I'll go see him for you.
Really?
Well, nothing better to do.
Okay, so we've got our next story destination. But before we head over to that, we're going to just first of all sell everything we've been collecting over the last while. So we'll head over to the loot area. We don't want to sell teleport stones, but the rest of the stuff we can say goodbye to. Okay, so we've got a nice amount of gil once again. Bazaar goods, by the way, are interesting. You can basically purchase this stuff and collect several items at once. So for example, you could buy a potion pack, get 2 potions, may as well do so. You can also do the rest with this other stuff as well. Some of the stuff you don't actually know what you're going to get until you actually purchase it. But there we have it. You might also want to stock up, if need be, on things such as potions and other healing stuff and the like. So I'm just going to go ahead and purchase a load. Now we've got all this lovely money. Purchase 40. And Echo Herbs is also something else you might want to stock up on. We are going to be getting silenced quite a bit in the upcoming sections, so let's be prepared. Right then, so before we head to the story section, which is Old Dalam, we're going to head back to the clan area, which is in the northern section of the town. So let's just speed over there next. And down here. And the reason we're going to do this is if we speak to the Moogle that's in charge of that place, he might give us some rewards for the tougher enemies that we've been killing up to this point. If you remember when he introduced us, he told us that that's what he'll do. So we go to the clan hall. And up we go. Let's slow down a little bit and say hello to Mont Blanc. How fares the hunt? So we defeated the pack of flans, we certainly did. And for that we get 150 gil. Yeah, the fireman, that was the boss. 200 gil. And that was the second boss. So we've been away for quite a while, haven't we, since we last visited here. Okay, so we've got a bit of gil for doing so. And with that done, we can basically make our way now over to the, what's it called? The place where Old Dalan is. As soon as the game loads, I'll remember. Ooh, Lowtown, that's the one. And it's down south that we want to head to. So we're looking for Pinello. Oh, my phone's ringing. Okay, so here we are just next to the correct entrance to the Low Sand. So we're going to be heading into there next. But I'm going to finish this episode here today. So thanks for joining me. And stay tuned for more. We're going to be cracking on with the story. And hopefully building up our party once more now that everyone's abandoned us. But until then, folks, I'm clocking off. Take care. Goodbye.